I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Look at the beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car.
Morning guys, and welcome to this episode of Make or Break. On this episode of Make or Break, I'm going all the way to Manchester. 4 hours and 45 minutes. Left at 4 o'clock this morning, just stopped for some fuel. Now we're getting to it. We're gonna go drive to Manchester, and we're gonna see one of my friends that I met at the show, Petrol Hedonism Live, hosted by my buddy Chiro. Let's get to it. Okay, just to break up the trip slightly, there's a couple of things I've always learned, and number one, it's about making money and keeping the business sustainable. Guys, on the way up to Manchester to see my buddy at a very special location, I'm stopping off on the way to pick up a car for my buddy Jamie. Jamie is one of my previous apprentices and a good friend, and he said to me, Sam, I want to pick up a BMW and I'm going to Manchester. I said, well actually, I'm going to Manchester and I'll pick you a BMW. Let's get to it. So Jamie, on the back of my truck, it clearly states that I'm delivering and collecting quality cars only. And then you just send me all the way to the middle of nowhere, right? And I'm expecting to pick this up, something actually nice that has quality and that is very, very presentable. But no, you got me picking up a 318 in the corner. I mean, the utmost respect for you. It's rear wheel drive, it's manual, and I respect that. But somehow, you're gonna have to make that cool. I don't know if it's worth doing, mate. See you back home.
Hello mate.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Things
You alright?
okay? Safe journey.
Oh, really good journey, mate.
Long
But
journey.
this has been, it's been worth it. Like, even going up those stairs is quite amazing. You know, you
Cool
feel
building, yeah.
heightened sense of euphoria. You walk out like, wow.
It's a bit different. Yeah, it's a bit different than a normal traditional shop, and we're 2 floors up, so it's just a bit more. Of a different experience than coming to a regular shop. So to speak,
Amazing.
you know what I mean, for a suit.
Different experience. He's
it's
you're really going there with that, aren't you? It's fantastic.
Yeah, So Sam, So for this suit, what were you thinking? Is it going to be mainly just for wearing all the events that you do?
So yeah, so basically, COVID killed my business. You know, I was a car builder. I was very well known for what I did. You know, I wouldn't say famous, but I had a
customization and you had a following. Yeah, you had a niche.
That's it. And COVID hit, and no one wants their cars built because they got 2 years sat at home. They're not using their cars.
Yes, nobody's.
So I kind of changed with the times. I've opened a car sales. I'm a personality. I'm quite out there. That's it. And I met Chiro from Petrohedonism, and I've become a host. So I do a lot of shows now where I'm the man on stage, talking to people, getting people going, having a laugh, trying to build the atmosphere. And what I really want is I want a suit that clearly is a definition of me. A little bit outlandish, a bit over the top, a little bit eccentric, but on the same hand, still professional and refined, that people know that I'm not just some, you know, you saw me at the first Petrohedonism. I was in an £11 suit. I had a Harris tweed.
It looked nice.
£11. I bought it for a charity shop. And there was no thought about how it went. I was like, that's a shirt, that'll fit me. That's a jacket, that'll fit me. That's some trousers, that'll fit me. What I want to do is I want to stand out. And not through just being obnoxious. I want people to know that I am the host. I am that person that's dressed.
So you want to stand out, but in a nice English way. Shall we put it?
That's it. I want to look like the British host of the show. You know, I want to look like the man up on stage.
So possibly a tweed. Something like that. Or we'll have a look at some pure wustards, but we'll go for a fabric that's made in the UK.
100%.
English, maybe a Scottish tweed or an English tweed. But we can have a look through some fabrics.
That'd be amazing.
We can.
And you've got quite a lot to look through.
There's a lot of fabrics. We do a lot with the Savile Row companies, Scabal and Holland and Scherer. And then we've got a lot from the local mills in Huddersfield in Yorkshire.
Scabal, how do I know that name?
So Scabal, they're the ones who do a lot for the Bond films.
Wow.
So they've supplied the fabrics for the Bond films since Sean Connery, Roger Moore, going on to Daniel Craig recently. He wore that really cool velvet jacket for the premiere.
Scabal as well.
That's Scabal, that was made by Anderson Shepherd. And then all the fabrics that's on Forge used for the films have been
so what you're saying to me really is come in here in Manchester to your amazing, beautiful shop. It is amazing.
It's a cool building.
It is fantastic.
Building.
What you're getting from coming here is you're getting the same fabrics that James Bond would wear. You're getting the same service that you get on Savile Row, but you're getting it at, you know, a one-to-one personal service. You're not a massive company that is trying to tick all the boxes. You are just a one-on-one.
We don't mass produce. We probably make only about 10 suits a month. So we've got like 4 staff. We've not got, it's not a huge operation, so to speak. But it works for what we do, and it's a personal service and it's bespoke, and that's how my dad set it up back in the 70s, and that's what we've continued to do. Obviously with us being so busy, it has been questioned, should we go say to King Street and get a bigger shop and stuff like that. But if we had a bigger shop, it takes away that and then that personal service, because then I'd have to get more staff, and then when people come in, not being big-headed, but they want to come and see me. They don't.
They don't want to see someone else. If they come for you, you're the reason I'm here today.
That's why we made a bit of a long journey today, so I appreciate it.
You're in Manchester, right?
Yes.
We're in Manchester. I've never been to Manchester before, so you've taken my Manchester virginity away from me. I believe your dad was a very special man. Can we just touch on your dad just a minute about what he did and his legacy and what he...
Of course, no, I'd love to, So he set up the business in 73. I think he was about 29, 30 when he eventually went on his own. So he was like what you call like a Burton's boy. So he worked at Burton's when he was young, when he was like 16, 17, 18. He worked at Burton's at first, just selling it off the peg suits. That's how he got into suits. And then eventually, once he started meeting tailors through the trade, then he thought, I think I'd rather try and get into the bespoke side of things and actually learn how to make suits rather than just selling them in a shop, so to speak. So he started doing night school in his 20s, and then eventually he started learning. And then there was an old Jewish tailor that he got friends with in town, in Manchester. And on his dinner break, he'd go down and he'd go sit with him and just call it shadowing, where you just like watch what people are doing and just chat to him basically. So from doing the shadowing and then doing the night school, then he was able to then start to be able to make a suit that was good enough to make for somebody, and then make a wage from. So for a while he was doing it sort of part time. So he was doing he was flitting between working, because obviously he had children. got to put food on the table.
Yeah.
So he was doing his day job, working. It changed from Burton's. He ended up working at a company called John Collier's, who were up in the 60s and 70s, really well known suit shop. He worked for John Collier's for many years, and then but he was making some suits in the evening and at weekends on his days off. And then through juggling it all around, then eventually got enough money together to get a shop in Manchester. Wow. And then the first shop was down near Victoria train station, opposite the Co-op Bank on Corporation Street.
Right.
He was there from about 73, 70. I'll just go back. He did it. His very first shop was in Little Lever in Bolton.
Yeah.
He had that first shop for about 1 year, and it was near where my mum and dad lived, so it was handy because it was on the doorstep.
On the doorstep, yeah.
In them days, there was lots of village tailors in like the 60s and 70s. You know, just there'd be one tailor in the village who you go to maybe for your suits or alterations and stuff like that. He was there for about a year. It sounds a funny story, but he came to work one day that the road had collapsed. Random, around Salford, Manchester, Bolton. There's lots of old mining land, and they built houses on it and stuff. And every now and again, they get these odd sinkholes. Get sinkholes. So he came to work one day. His shop's on this high street, and there's a massive sinkhole. He's like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do? I can't get to work." And he even joked, with the guy who was there, like, who's like fixing the road, and he said to me, my dad said to me, he said, when's it going to be fixed? It's a bloody big hole, mate. It's going to take a while to fill. So luckily he managed to come to Manchester, and I think, to be honest, that was the making of him, really.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he would have made a living, in say Little Lever in Bolton, but it was a very small village sort of town. So for him to come to Manchester,
this is where he really made a name for himself.
Yeah, it really was. But when he came, there's lots of tailors in Manchester, so he was nervous to come because there's probably about 30, 40 tailors in Manchester then. If you think after World War II, lots of Italians come over, lots of Cypriots, Greek, lots of Jewish people came over, and that was the hub of Manchester, really. There used to be a tailors called the Village Tailors, and it was an Italian chap, a Greek chap.
A bit of everyone,
and a couple of Jewish lads who worked, and they all worked together.
Wow.
There's about 6 or 7 of them. It was a famous tailors in, like, I think in the 50s into the 60s. But yeah, and then he had the first shop at Corporation Street. That was from about 74, 75 up to about 78, mid-80s.
Yeah.
And then he moved to the front of the Car Exchange.
Okay.
Until, unfortunately, the IRA bomb happened in 96.
Wow.
And then we moved here. But getting more about my dad, he was like the man around town. He was like, he almost, I know, we always used to joke, he looked like David Dickinson.
Right.
He's known for wearing very them sort of like, barrister sort of power stripe sort of suits. Handkerchief, smart tie, white collar and cuffs. That's what I sort of I still wear these today. For
that reason,
going off my dad. I always think it just looks a bit smarter.
That's fantastic.
Wearing cufflinks, just details.
You present yourself very well, and it's not just yourself; it's the shop as well.
Mm.
When you come to this place, it's I've even got, if I can show you my arms, my hairs are stood up on the arms, on the ends of my arms. Like the feeling you get when you walk in here is something like I've never experienced. I've never walked into a shop like this, and the way you greeted me and the way you look is really important too. I think it says a lot about yourself.
That's right. I think that's why my dad always wanted to go with that name, James Personal Tailor. A lot of the tailors just go with their name, but my dad just wanted to put in that it's a personal. His idea is it's a personal service. It's one to one. And then obviously over years of making suits, someone you build up a rapport and you build up a friendship, and it's a bit like, obviously in life, I think you tend to stick with the same hairdresser. You might have your plumber who you use, you have your electrician, and you have your tailor who you use.
When you walk out of
with,
your hairdresser,
you
feel million bucks, and I can assure you this experience will knock that feeling out of the park.
You don't. So, but I totally understand what you mean though, and it's just a nice feeling to go through all the fabrics, the linings. I'm very in keeping with using English fabrics where we can. We do have a few of the Italian mills for the very lightweight fabrics that we do. If somebody's having a wedding suit abroad, then we might use some of the Italian fabric. But 95% of the fabrics we use are sourced in the UK. Some of the tweeds are from Ireland, Scotland, and then
Yeah.
and then from England. But majority of them are made in Yorkshire, in Huddersfield,
Yeah.
which is it's not too far away.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've got some quite known names behind the place as well. So people walk around in some of yours and your dad's suits.
Yeah, it's been interesting over the years. So we've got a bit of an in with a lot of the footballers from years ago. So my dad was really good friends with a guy called Mike Summerby.
Okay.
He used to play for Manchester City.
Yeah.
So when in that era when George Best was at United, and they had Bestie, Law, Charlton, and players. And then at City, they had Mike Summerby, they had Colin Bell, Franny Lee, and that was their hub. And in them days, they were all sort of fairly pally with each other. And then my dad got pally with Mike Summerby because after football, he started doing shirts.
Okay.
So in them days, they didn't earn millions of pounds per week.
No.
They were on more than an average guy, but not shattering like they retired as soon as they retire. And they retired early in them days, but I think by 30, they were fairly done. Yeah, it was different, wasn't it? The health care they get now is totally different. So my dad got friendly with Mike Summerby. So Mike Summerby started becoming a shirt maker, and then my dad was doing the suits.
Right.
And then what they used to do is, Mike said to my dad, he said, I've got a lot of clients in London who you can come and meet. So there's people like Michael Parkinson, some fairly high-end.
Wow.
Do you remember Minder? I don't.
Yeah. Do
you remember Minder? So there's the gentleman. I forget the names of the actors now, but he used to go down and meet people like that in London, and just nice businessmen and stuff. So Mike would be doing the shirts, and then my dad would do the suits.
Oh wow!
And then he built up some connections from that, and then just being in Manchester. And just networking in them days. If you think how it used to work, his thing was he'd go for drinks in the pubs.
Yeah, you bump into people.
Yeah. So lunchtime, even when I started in '99, my dad would not be in here from about 12 till 2.
Yeah.
He'd be downstairs.
Schmoozing.
Yeah, exactly that. So he'd either be in Thomas's Chop House. There's a cool restaurant down the road called Harper's, which was in Manchester now. The place to go is like San Carlo, and that'd be where, like say, some of the footballers go. People like that. And then, but Harper's was like this place, a bit like us. It was a bit hidden away. Yeah. But you'd go in, and it'd be like, one day, me and my dad went down to go in there one day, and the whole place had been booked out by Real Madrid. Real Madrid were playing United. I can't remember exactly which year, but it was the one when actually Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, was there. So Ronaldo, I think maybe was Zidane there at that time. They were all in Harper's, and we couldn't get in.
We wouldn't let you in?
They put the whole thing out. Yeah.
Wow.
And my dad's really well in with them, but they said no, sorry, we can't get anyone in, and they just put the whole place out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So some really cool stories over the years, but so my dad really, his thing was going out and meeting people.
Yeah. Cool about that, isn't it? It's about that.
Yeah, meeting people and getting out there and just making connections and stuff. And then building on that. Yeah.
And you've built quite a wall of fabrics here, I see. So
we have. Yeah. So we've got some really nice fabrics. So we've got we've got the sort of straightforward go-to fabrics.
For your suits and weddings and that
and if it was like a business suit or something, we've got the nice pinstripes and the nice.
And that's not really what I'm going for.
I don't think it's really what you're after. I think you're probably after something more. Like possibly a tweed. There's some really there's some really nice colourful fabrics in here, which are just a bit more out there.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice one.
They're amazing, aren't they? Like every single one is just slightly different.
And then we can match it up with
That's nice, isn't it? That one there.
Yeah. Which one do you like? Is it
that one there?
Yeah, the one that's purple and teal.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you like. Did you say you like? I think you said you like teal.
Teal's
well,
lovely, yeah.
And there's one back there.
That's the one. Is that the one?
Yeah, that was a nice one. Yeah.
And you reckon they might have that in stock?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can give them a call, make sure that's in stock for you.
I like that.
Do you like that one?
That is just slightly obnoxious, British, very over the top, very old English, but will make me stand out. You
want to stand out. If you're presenting at these shows. And
that's funny, isn't it? We open one tweed and I'm like, I want that one.
I want that one. Yeah. No, I mean, when we go through to the back, they're all a bit more boring to be honest, but there's some really cool ones. And then what we could do then, I'm thinking, because you want to stand out, with a waistcoat, you might want to pick out, say, the orange or the teal, and then do a waistcoat
Definitely
in that fabric.
teal. Yeah.
And then what we could do is to tie it in so it all matches. You could take some of the fabric from the tweeding and you could put the details maybe on the pockets.
Yep.
Or like you can have a small lapel on a waistcoat.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do the lapel in that fabric.
That'd be
And
lovely.
then that'd be really cool. So it all
Yeah.
tie in.
That's cool.
And then lining wise, yeah, we can have a chat because I remember you mentioning something. You've got a friend who does some customized lining.
I've got a little bit of a plan. I want to do like a very, very custom, very personalised lining.
Yeah.
That, you know, from the outside we're going to look old English, very British over the top, but the inside's very modern and very screams me, you know.
Yeah.
And I want to get your logo in there. I want to get Petrol Hedonism because that's been a big part of me meeting you.
Yeah.
And Hard Up Garage. I really want to try and push that in. So I'm going to try and push for that. I'll do my best. That's all I can do. If not, we'll have to go for a funky cut.
Yeah, we can look at some of the paisleys or something, but yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then let's pull out, let's see, yeah, we could do one of the, for the waistcoat, let's see, for the waistcoat colour, let's see what we can find.
I'm glad you know.
Oh, there's so many colours, like, I mean, yeah, the
Look at
purples.
those nuts colours.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, can you imagine having a suit in that? We did do one for a guy, yeah, for his wedding, yeah, what he was adamant on a pink suit.
That teal there is gorgeous, that one there.
Yeah, that one.
That's it,
That
isn't it?
looks really well.
Look at that. Oh, that one.
Awesome. Cool.
That was easy, wasn't it?
That's straightforward, yeah. It's a lot easier than some people, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Perfect.
So I think we should get some measurements down.
Let's get the measurements done. And then
We'll-
for people at home, so the first one is obviously I'll come in, I'll decide, you take some measurements from me.
Yeah.
Then we'll give it a little while and I'll come back.
A few weeks, after about a few weeks' time, come back for what we call a canvas fitting.
Yeah.
That's the halfway stage. And then we try it on you then. That's key to getting it fitting correctly because then with some places what they do is a made to measure system. So it's similar to what we do today now, but then it jumps to a fully finished sort of state, if that makes sense. But with us, we stop when it's halfway done and then we get you in. It gives you input as well, especially when it's your first suit you've had done. I'm not, everyone likes it slightly different on the shoulders. Some people like it really fitted on the body. Some people like the jacket a bit shorter in length. So it gives you input as well when you come back again for you to choose.
Once again, a personal tailor. There you go. So
yeah, you got it.
nailing that home. Right.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Let's get some fitting.
Yeah, let's get some measurements done. Awesome, so we've got all your measurements down now.
Yep.
Fabric, that's all sorted out. So the next one now is just talking about the style now.
Okay.
So I'll bring over the dummy.
Yeah.
So for the jacket, we're thinking single-breasted jacket, and then we can either have a slimmer lapel, which is a notch lapel, or you can have a wide lapel where it peaks up.
What do you think would look best?
I think for you, you're a young guy, I think a narrow, slimmer lapel, and then we'll we'll do some details, more details on the waistcoat and the jacket. Yeah, you don't want too much going on with one thing or the other, so let's go for that. And then with the jacket, I would say we'll do a nice slim cut. You want it nice and slim, so we'll do your slim sleeve, we'll do a nice tapered body, so it's got that nice silhouette where it comes in nicely. And then with you, I'll probably do a slightly shorter jacket.
Okay.
You might not wear the jacket maybe on its own, like
exactly.
jeans or something if you're going out. So I'd say you don't
very versatile. It can be used throughout.
Exactly. You don't want if you do a regular suit jacket length, then that's going to be a bit too long for it.
Yeah.
So we want to do it a little bit shorter, just so it's got that bit more of a modern look to it.
Love that. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so we can do that. And then we'll do normal, breast pocket on there, that's standard. And then we get down to the pockets on the front. So we could either do it on this side, you've got a jetted pocket where it's just a very sleek look, or you could go with a flat pocket, which is more classic look.
Yeah.
Now with a tweed, you could go either way.
I quite like the slim
jetted,
one.
Yeah.
Is there some way that we could, because the problem is I've always got my phone on me for work and announcements stuff out. The problem I got is if you have a phone in the inside pocket, it brings the suit out and makes it look odd. Can we make a pocket possibly on the inside that I could just hide my phone so that it's...
Totally, we can do that.
That's fantastic.
So inside we do the 2 wallet pockets like I mentioned, and then what we can do is we can take some measurements of your phone, and then we can do a smaller pocket down there so it's not as it's not as bulky up.
Just I want to make sure that every time I'm wearing the suit, I'm doing it justice. You don't want people to go, oh, that's a good suit, but why is one side bulging? Because that's my fault, not your fault.
No, totally. We can do that, and then even if you wanted something like a small pen pocket, I can do that as well, just in case you need one.
Perfect.
So we'll go for the jetted pockets on there, breast pocket there, and then we'll do all the details. Now, little things like we can do a different coloured buttonhole in the lapel, and maybe on the first cuffhole, so we could pick up maybe
on the teal.
And we'll do that there, just so it's subtle. It's just something, a little detail. And then the back underneath the collar, what we call the melton. I'll try and source some teal for this as well.
That'd be amazing.
And we could maybe even do out of garage. We could maybe get that embroidered on the back.
So it's hidden, but it's
it's there. But it's just nice.
That would be amazing.
Discreet, so that could be quite cool.
That would be fantastic.
Detail. Sometimes if it's people's weddings, we put the date of the wedding in there. Just details that people know that are there. And then obviously the lining. Hopefully we're going to get.
Hopefully I'll sort something out.
Yeah. So we'll sort that out. So that'll be cool. And then moving on to the waistcoat. So the waistcoat we can pick up on a few details.
Yeah.
So with this one, I would say we'll do what we call like a horseshoe front waistcoat.
Okay.
Probably do 2 rows of buttons for you, so we'll do it double-breasted front, and then we'll do the 2 pockets on the front, and then we'll pick up the details.
Perfect.
We'll get the fabric from the jacket, and then we'll put that into the pockets, and then we'll probably do just a narrow
tweed on the outline.
Narrow lapel, and then we'll pick up that as well. And then for the back of the waistcoat, we could either use
the fabric if we can get it.
We can get that one, or we can look at the linings, and we could maybe do. Teal or
well, let me see if I can get the lining, because I think that would really make it a wow suit, wouldn't it?
Make it really cool. So we'll see how we go.
No worries.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you so much, mate. It's been amazing. I'm buzzing. I'm excited.
Cool.
4 o'clock this morning I got up, drove all the way here. Found parking straight away.
And you're in Manchester first time.
That's
time in Manchester.
It was meant to be, right? It was meant to be.
Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. We've got the fabric. That's all sorted now. Measurements. Just need to sort of leave me to it now.
See you in a couple of weeks.
I'll order the fabric from the mill, and then once it's here, I'll draft the pattern out, and then we'll start cutting it out. And then the next time you see it, it'll be at the canvas fitting stage.
No worries. Well, thank you so much, mate. Keep being awesome.
Cheers.
Let's get back to Portsmouth.
Thanks,
mate. Just wow. I never experienced this to feel so heightened. I'm walking out here with this sense of I've been treated like royalty. The place is amazing. It is old school. It has been well kept. The gentleman is amazing. Such a polite guy. Wow. I'm left on a high. Let's get back. Wow. I don't know what other word you could use apart from wow. Look at this place. It is so nostalgic. It is so, 70s, 60s England. This is what it's about. It's about the teals and the greens and the colours and the mahogany. It's amazing. And what a personal service and what a guy. You can really see that his dad has left some amazing, amazing details to the way he does business now. He's so personal, he's so polite, and he's fun to be around as well. Guys, if you want a suit, go check him out. Quick reminder, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and then the bell button. so you get alerts when we release new episodes, and follow us on social media too for extra stuff and more alerts about videos we're releasing, which at the moment is every Sunday and the odd Wednesday too. Bye for now.